Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let's learn how to build a jungle house.
Round 1.
I'm starting construction, so I decided to build a little house in the jungle. I will make it elevated so it looks nice and so mobs cannot reach it. I start with steps from birch planks. Birch planks are light and look good against the dark jungle. I place them like a staircase so I can climb up. Now I add trapdoors on the sides of the steps. This makes them look more interesting. I start building the base of the house from jungle slabs. Why slabs and not full blocks? Well, slabs make the build look lighter and airier. A house in the jungle should not look like a heavy fortress. It should feel like it floats above the ground. Jungle wood has this nice brown color that fits perfectly in the tropical biome. I lay out the slabs in an even rectangle. This will be the floor of the first level of my little house. Now I start building the walls of the house from jungle planks. I make only one layer of planks around the edges. Why one layer? I will show you an interesting trick now. On the outside, I cover these planks with jungle trapdoors. When they are closed, they look like decorative panels on the walls. This is an easy way to make walls more detailed and interesting. Now I do a clever thing. I remove the jungle planks blocks that are behind the trapdoors. This way the trapdoors hold by themselves and create the effect of lattice walls. Light and air pass through them, like in real tropical houses. People build such houses in hot countries so it stays cool and bright inside. See how easy it is to make something unusual. Trapdoors are a universal decorative element for any build. Now I need to make supports for the house. I take birch fence and put posts on top and bottom of the structure. Birch fence is light and thin. It contrasts well with the dark tropical wood. Supports make the build more realistic. A house cannot just hang in the air, right? The fence posts look like real wooden beams. I put them at the corners so the structure looks stable and strong. This is an important detail. I start building stairs going up. I make them on the side of the house using the same method as the lower ones. I use birch planks for the steps and add trapdoors for decoration. The staircase goes a bit to the side to make climbing more interesting. Straight staircases are boring. When the stairs turn, it adds dynamics to the build. Plus, this way, it takes less space and looks more compact and neat than a straight one. Now, I start building the second floor of my house. I make it the same way as the first one, from slabs. But this time, I use birch slabs instead of jungle ones. This creates a nice contrast between the floors. The bottom floor is dark. The top floor is light. This change of colors makes the build more interesting to look at. The second floor will be like an open gazebo for relaxing and enjoying the jungle views around. Around the edges of the gazebo, I put birch fence as a railing. The fence stops you from falling down, but does not block the view. You can see everything around through it. This is important for a gazebo because the whole point is to sit and look at beautiful views. Now I start building the roof of the gazebo from birch slabs. I lay the slabs in steps to make a sloped roof. This way, rain will flow down. A roof made of slabs looks light and neat. Each row of slabs I place a bit higher than the previous one, creating a slope. Sloped roofs look much better than flat ones. They are more realistic and beautiful. In real life, flat roofs are rarely used because water collects on them. A sloped roof is not only pretty, but also practical. Birch slabs are light-colored, so the roof does not look heavy at all. Now I build the roof over the first floor using the same method. I use the same technique with slabs as steps. The roofs on both floors look the same. This creates a unified style for the build. When different parts of a house are made in one style, everything looks harmonious together. This is a simple rule, but many people forget it. The first floor roof sticks out past the walls a bit, creating a small awning for shade. I still need to make supports under the second floor. I take birch fence and put posts under the floor of the gazebo. I make 8 posts, 2 from each corner. Why 2? This way, the structure looks more reliable and solid. 1 post in a corner looks weak, but 2 next to each other create a feeling of strength. Fence posts connect to each other automatically, forming nice crossbars between them. This is another plus of using fence. Phew! It took so much effort. Great! My jungle house is ready.
What? Hello?
Hey, Banana Kid. Look, I built it. Do you like?
No.
Do you think I should have at least built a tree trunk?
What?
It's a pity. Maybe then you'll try to build the best jungle house yourself?
Yay!
They ran to the place. This is where your building will be. Are you ready?
Ta-da!
Then go ahead.
Round 2.
Oh, look. Banana Kid decided to build a tree house. He starts making a trunk from jungle wood that is 3 by 3 blocks. The trunk will be about 12 blocks tall. That is pretty high. Interesting that he leaves empty space in the middle of the trunk. Maybe there will be a ladder or something like that inside. A hollow trunk is a smart choice because you can use the space inside. Jungle wood has dark bark with green lines. It fits the jungle perfectly. Now Banana Kid starts to expand the tree trunk. He makes the surface uneven by adding blocks in different places. This is the right approach because real trees are never perfectly smooth. They have bumps, curves, and thick parts. When the trunk has an irregular shape, it looks more natural and alive. Banana Kid adds blocks here and there, creating an organic texture. Some places are thicker, some are thinner, like a real old tree in the jungle. Oh, now he is building the base of the house. Banana Kid uses jungle planks for the platform. Jungle planks have a nice reddish-brown color. On the edges of the platform, he puts jungle slabs instead of full blocks. This makes the edge thinner and more elegant. The platform does not look like a thick, rough block. It seems light. A good trick for tree houses where the feeling of airiness matters. The house should look like the tree holds it easily. Now Banana Kid starts building the walls of the house from birch planks. Birch planks are light and create contrast with the dark base made of jungle wood. This is an interesting color combination. For corner blocks, he uses pillars from oak wood. Oak wood has a medium shade between the dark jungle planks and the light birch. Corner pillars add structure to the building and make it look stronger visually. 3 wood types work together nicely. Look, Banana Kid is placing jungle fence on the platform made of jungle planks. The fence is from the same wood as the base, so they match well together. The fence serves as a railing around the open areas of the house. It stops you from falling down and adds safety. The fence posts are thin and do not block the view of the jungle around. This is important for a treehouse because you want to enjoy nature from all sides. Now Banana Kid puts glass panes in the window openings. Glass panes are thinner than full glass blocks. They look more realistic as windows. When you use glass panes, the windows look neat with nice frames. Full glass blocks look too massive for a small treehouse. The panes let light inside and let you see what happens outside. Through them, you can watch the jungle without leaving the house. This is practical and looks good. Oh, Banana Kid starts building the roof. This is the hardest part of any house. He uses different blocks from oak planks. There are oak slabs, oak stairs, and full blocks of oak planks. Mixing different block types of the same material creates an interesting texture. The roof is not flat, it points in 4 directions. This kind of roof is called a hip roof. It looks very beautiful on houses in the forest and jungle biomes. Banana Kid continues working on the roof. He uses oak stairs to create the sloped surfaces. Stairs are perfect for roofs because they already have an angled shape. Oak slabs fill the gaps and create smooth transitions between parts. Full oak planks blocks are used where thickness is needed. The roof gradually narrows toward the center, forming a peak at the top. Oak wood has a warm yellow-brown color that looks good with the other materials used here. The roof is almost done. The 4-sided design directs rainwater in all directions evenly. This is a practical solution for a house in the jungle where tropical rains happen often. Banana Kid carefully connects all roof slopes at the center. When all 4 sides meet at one point, you get a neat peak. This requires attention to details, but the result is worth it. The roof gives the house a finished and professional look that stands out. Now, Banana Kid decorates the tree trunk under the house. He adds oak leaves around the trunk. The leaves stick out about 4 blocks to the sides. This creates the effect of a tree crown that supports the house. Without leaves, the trunk would look bare and unnatural. With leaves, it seems like a real living tree. Oak leaves have a nice green color that brings the build to life and adds natural charm to the whole structure. The leaves are placed on several levels around the trunk. They do not form an even circle, but are placed somewhat randomly. This is how real trees look in nature. Their branches grow in different directions unevenly. Banana Kid understands this and makes the leaves look natural in shape. Some areas are thicker with leaves, some are thinner. The house now looks like it is really built on a giant tree in the middle of the jungle. Oh, now Banana Kid adds vines to the house and tree trunk. He places the vines in random order without any system. This is correct because in nature, vines grow without order. They grab onto any surface and hang down freely. Vines add a feeling of age to the build. It seems like the house has been here for a long time, and nature started to take it back. This is a great detail for jungle builds. Vines hang from the walls, from the roof, from the leaves around the trunk. Some are very long, almost reaching the ground. Others are short, just starting to grow. This variety makes the picture realistic. At the end, Banana Kid makes an opening at the bottom of the trunk and places a door. Now we understand why he left empty space inside the trunk. This is the entrance to the house. You can enter through the door and climb up inside the trunk.
Ta-da! Yay!
Where did everyone run off to? Hey guys, what's all that noise?
Banana Kid and I are building a jungle house, JJ. Who did it better?
Oh, both of your buildings look great, but I think it's up to the audience to decide who did the best.
Yes, JJ, you're right. Maybe then you have comments on the construction of Banana Kid?
Yes, there are a couple of comments. Your house looks very atmospheric, but it seems to me that the foliage on it looks very strange, especially because it is located only from the bottom of the house.
I totally agree with you, JJ. Maybe you will build a jungle house?
Okay, then let's run to the place.
JJ, good luck to you. We'll wait in the house.
But
Thanks, guys. Then I'm starting. Round 3. Now, I will show you how to build a truly impressive treehouse. I start with a trunk from jungle wood. My trunk will be much taller and wider than what the previous builders made. Why is this important? A massive trunk creates the feeling of an ancient giant tree that grew for hundreds of years. Such a tree looks strong enough to hold a whole house on its top. I build the trunk gradually wider toward the base, like real trees grow naturally. I continue adding height to the trunk. The wide base transitions into a narrower upper part. This is called taper, and it is typical for all trees in nature. A tree is thicker at the bottom because that is where the main weight of the crown and trunk is supported. Jungle wood has a characteristic texture with vertical stripes that perfectly imitates tropical tree bark. I make sure the trunk is not perfectly symmetrical by adding small bumps and irregularities. Now, I need to create a way to climb to the top of this giant tree. I build a spiral staircase around the trunk from jungle slabs. Slabs are perfect for steps because they are thin and create a comfortable climb. The staircase winds around the trunk in a spiral all the way to the top. This type of staircase saves space and looks very organic on a tree. In real life, similar structures are often used for observation platforms on trees. The spiral staircase continues climbing upward. Each turn is roughly the same distance from the previous one. This is important for comfortable climbing. If steps are too close together, climbing is awkward. If too far apart, you can trip. Jungle slabs are the same color as the trunk, so the staircase looks like part of the tree itself, as if someone carved steps directly into the bark of this ancient giant tree. Reaching the top of the trunk, I start building the platform for the house. I use the same jungle slabs for the base. Slabs create a thin, elegant floor that does not look bulky. The platform is big enough to fit a spacious house with several rooms. I design the base so the house has an interesting shape, not just a square. Parts of the platform extend in different directions, creating a dynamic silhouette for the whole structure. I start building the lower part of walls from spruce planks. Spruce planks have a nice dark brown color that works great with the tropical wood of the trunk. One part of the house I make extending forward, hanging off the main platform. This creates an interesting architectural element. The house is not static, but seems to grow in different directions. This technique adds depth and volume to the whole build. Now I combine materials for the walls. Part of the walls I build with birch planks. Birch planks are light and create beautiful contrast with the dark spruce. This combination makes the walls visually interesting. Below, I lay the floor from spruce planks. A dark floor is practical and hides dirt well. It also visually grounds the space, creating a feeling of stability. Light walls on a dark floor is a classic combination in interior design. I build the floor for additional parts of the house that hang to the right and left of the main volume. I use spruce planks and spruce slabs. Slabs I use where a thinner edge is needed. These side sections expand the living space and create a unique house shape. When you look from below, the house looks like an overgrown tree structure with multiple levels and extensions. This is much more interesting than a simple box on a tree. Now I strengthen the structure with support pillars. I place pillars at the corner of each overhanging floor section. These supports are not just decorative, but create a sense of structural integrity. Without them, the hanging parts would look unrealistic. On top, I connect all house sections with blocks, forming a unified structure. All parts are now linked together and feel like one complete building, not a collection of separate platforms. Along the outer upper perimeter, I place dark oak stairs. The dark oak stairs create a decorative cornice. This element adds depth to the facade and visually separates the lower floor from the upper one. The dark color of oak stairs contrasts with the light birch walls. Cornices and moldings are important architectural details that turn a simple box into a real building with character and style. I build the outline of the upper floor using the same principle as the lower one. I use spruce planks for the wall base. Repeating materials on different floors creates visual unity for the build. The upper floor is slightly smaller than the lower one, creating a stepped silhouette. This shape is typical for Asian architecture and works perfectly for a treehouse. The building seems to grow from the trunk in tiers, like branches of a real tree. I fill in the upper floor walls, leaving spaces for windows. On the edges, I use birch planks for light accents. The back side of the house I completely build with spruce planks on both floors. This creates a solid dark wall at the back, contrasting with the more open front facade. The back wall also serves as support for the whole structure. Window placement is planned so light enters all rooms evenly throughout the day. I start building the roof from oak planks. Oak planks have a medium shade between the dark spruce and light birch. The roof is not flat, I make a characteristic slope. A sloped roof is not only beautiful, but also functional. Rainwater runs down instead of collecting on the surface. In the tropical climate of the jungle, this is especially important. A sloped roof also adds height to the build and makes the silhouette more interesting. I cover the roof with dark oak stairs. I lay dark oak stairs over the oak planks, creating a textured layer. A dark roof visually finishes the build on top, like a hat completes an outfit. The stairs create the effect of tiles or wooden shingles. At the very top of the roof, I place dark oak slabs. The slabs form the roof ridge, the highest line. This is the final touch for the roofing work on my treehouse. Now I build the continuation of the tree trunk that passes through the house. This is a key element that makes the build realistic. The house does not just sit on the tree, it is literally built around it. The trunk goes through all floors and exits through the roof above. This technique shows that the house and tree are one whole thing. The builders adapted to the tree rather than cutting it down for easier construction. On top, I create the tree crown from foliage. To speed up the process, I use a command that generates a large sphere from oak leaves. The crown has the shape of a neatly trimmed ball. This creates the effect of a well-kept garden. Someone takes care of this tree and trims its crown. A spherical shape is unusual for a wild tree, but perfect for a decorative tree near a house. The foliage adds life and color to the whole composition. Commands in Minecraft are a powerful tool for experienced builders. They let you create complex shapes quickly and precisely. A sphere of foliage by hand would take a very long time. With a command, it takes seconds. Of course, it is important to understand the principles of building such shapes before using commands. But once you master the basics, commands become an essential helper for large-scale projects and complex organic shapes. I fill in the remaining open wall sections and the ceiling. I use different types of planks to create variety. The combination of spruce planks, birch planks, and oak planks creates a rich palette of wood tones. I make the ceiling from the same materials as the walls for consistency. Each room gets its own character depending on the dominant material. This helps navigate the house and adds personality to each space. In places where wall bases are installed without full enclosure, I put fences as barriers. This is an important safety element. The fence prevents accidentally falling from height. At the same time, it does not block the view or light. You can enjoy the jungle views in complete safety. Fences also add vertical lines to the interior, which makes the space more structured and organized visually throughout the house. Now I build the missing part of the tree trunk inside the house. This is a continuation of the trunk that goes from below and exits through the roof. Inside the house, the trunk becomes the central architectural element. It is literally in the middle of the living space. Residents of this house live around the tree. It is part of their daily life. This approach creates a unique atmosphere of unity with nature right inside the home. Inside the trunk, I build a spiral staircase from jungle slabs. This staircase lets you climb from the entrance to the very top of the house. Slabs from tropical wood match the trunk, creating a unified look. A spiral staircase inside a hollow trunk is an elegant solution. It does not take up living space and uses volume that would otherwise stay empty. Each turn raises you to the next level of the house. I rebuild the staircase a bit for convenience. I add jungle stairs in corners where turns were too sharp. The stairs smooth out transitions and make climbing comfortable. This is an important detail that is often forgotten. A staircase should be not only beautiful, but also functional. If it is uncomfortable to walk on, it does not do its main job. Now the climb is smooth and pleasant on all sections of the staircase. Time to furnish the house with furniture. In the bedroom, I put a comfortable bed. Next to it, a nightstand and a lamp for reading before sleep. For decoration, I place anvils with foliage. This creates the effect of live plants in the interior. I put a soft sofa for relaxing and reading. The jungle outside the window, cozy atmosphere inside. In another room, I place wardrobes for clothes and shoes. Organized storage is important for comfortable living. At the entrances from the trunk to living areas, I install doors. Doors separate the trunk space from rooms, creating privacy. On the floor, I lay red carpets. The bright color livens up the interior and adds warmth to the wooden surfaces. Red works great with the brown tones of wood. I continue placing furniture. Another sofa, decorative elements with foliage for a natural atmosphere throughout the living spaces. On the first floor of the house, I put sofas for guests and anvils with foliage for decoration. The first floor is more public. This is where you can receive visitors. The sofas are positioned so you can admire the views from the windows. At the very bottom, I install the front door. Great! My jungle house is ready. It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ, you've got a wonderful jungle house. It combines scale, functionality, and beauty.
Thank you guys. I am very glad that you liked my building. Friends, be sure to write in the comments whose building you like the most. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right.
Subscribe and like. Bye-bye.